This is the 5-year anniversary show.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's been 5 years, wonderful people. Thank you. As always on the Fowler Show, we're here to inform you, to empower you, and to help you get your voice back. We've been doing it for the past 5 years. I don't know. I don't know if we have another 5 years in us. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, another 5 years will be 2012.
What?
Wait.
2012 was past.
Wait.
We're 17. So
2017,
18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
2022.
2022 will be a 10-year
time
anniversary from the Fowler Show.
Of that, anyway.
But it's been 5 years. It's been wonderful.
Anyway.
And for the, what I think we're at like 200 and some odd episodes.
Of the show? Yeah.
200 some odd episodes.
Cut a lot of episodes of the show. We've
thousands of videos.
Bazillion videos.
I will say it one more time. It's time for your news by the numbers. There's no talking points. There's no talking heads. You should be able to say it with me at this point in time. There's no smoking guns. Tonight, lovelies, it's you, me, Rich.
And the raw numbers.
What's the number tonight, Rich?
Tonight's number, America, is 40. A new poll coming from Pew is talking about the approval rating of Donald Trump's cabinet, something that's obviously very important this week as we are heading into the first round of confirmation hearings. We'll talk about that later in the show. But the number, 40%, is the approval rating of Trump's cabinet choices, by far the lowest number in recent history. A surprising result in light of Bloomberg's poll yesterday showing Trump's favorable rating climbing to 50-43. Pew's numbers are very, very different. They have his rating at a dismal 37-58, which is hard to believe after his big carrier win. Now, of the last 3 presidents before him, none took office with a favorability lower than 60%. Okay, the last person to do that was George W. Okay, now what's really interesting, the big buzz among political nerds this afternoon is just 41% are saying Trump has done a good job explaining his policies and plans for the future, and 40% are saying they approve of Trump's cabinet picks. Okay, so the cabinet picks are controversial. And
so I wonder which one are people pissed off about?
I mean, here's the thing.
All of them?
The fact that I can think of multiple ones that people would be pissed off about.
Fair point.
So Rex Tillerson, conflict of interest with Russia.
Okay.
That's an easy one.
Jeff Sessions,
possible racist,
recovering racist,
applying for a job to make sure that minorities are taken care of. A third one, Betsy DeVos. She's
just, I mean, I can give you Betsy,
unqualified for her job.
She's unqualified. I mean, she has never worked in a public school, went to a public school, sent her kids to a public school, went to a public university, sent her kids to a public university. She never applied for any financial aid.
Yeah,
she knows
perfect candidate to oversee the Department of Education. Okay, so those are your 3 tier 1 people that people would be annoyed about. Now, if you start going into the lower tiers,
I like Elaine Chao.
I'm not even going to list her. She's fine, which is disturbing in and of itself.
I like Elaine Chao.
She's fine. I mean, like, whatever. He's a Republican. You're going to pick someone like that. She's at least qualified. Okay, Ben Carson. We could be talking about him.
I think Ben Carson would be better at HHS.
He's tier 2. You can make an argument for why people wouldn't like him.
I just don't understand why I don't understand why you have a neurosurgeon trying to run America's housing and urban development policies.
Unqualified.
I would argue if he was if he was Surgeon General.
That would be a much more relevant position.
Even if he was HHS secretary, they'd be like, well, at least he's a doctor.
At least he has doctor before his name. Okay, so that's tier 2. You can see why people wouldn't like something like
Tom Price, no.
You also have in the finance, I don't remember the guy's name.
They're all
Goldman Sachs.
They're all Wall Street bankers.
Would also be something that would, they're qualified ostensibly.
So my question always is this. So I don't get me wrong. I think that there's a lot of things that Donald Trump said that weren't the worst things in the world. Like, I'm not going to sit here and BS you guys. Like, I do think we need to, I wish Hillary Clinton would have said it, and I think she sort of did, but not really, because she didn't focus on it. But I really am curious to see what a $1 trillion infrastructure bill would look like. I mean, because I think it's important that we spend on infrastructure.
Sure.
So I think that's a good thing. I think, I don't get me wrong, I think President Obama created 11 million jobs, and that's awesome. But I actually like the marketing strategy being utilized by Donald Trump. And that every time he creates, for the next 4 years, every time this guy creates one job, he's going to tweet about it.
He's going to throw a party.
And I mean, but here's the thing. I think we as a country, I said this one time in a meeting, and I think it's very, very true. Sometimes we're always in this constant fight. And sometimes when you win, you need to take a moment just to celebrate the fact that you won. And I mean, whether you like it or not, I'm not saying the carrier deal was perfect.
No, it wasn't.
But
for the
those
American people,
they have jobs.
I mean, for the American people, that's a win in the Donald Trump column.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is something that Democrats are historically very bad. We're bad at tooting our own.
No, we don't do it, and it's silly.
It is.
We don't toot our own horns. Like, the president created 11 million jobs, and then you don't know where these jobs were. Like,
No
I wish
one
the
even
president
knows that he created 11 million.
Yeah, like I wish the president go out and be like, at the X Factory, I wish he had said at X Factory we created 10 jobs. Bravo.
Okay, so here's why Donald Trump is good at PR, right? And if he had created 11 million jobs, he would have changed his middle name to Donald 11 million jobs Trump.
Oh, and then he also said in his press conference this week that he will be the world's best, the best jobs creator that God ever made.
I mean, when you say these things, it's like, it's just so outlandish. You can't be like that's false because it's so obviously false. You can't contest it, but he's still out there
I just want to know, at what point in time will Trump and the Trump supporters become unequally yoked? Like, right now they're one yoke. Like, at one point in time the supporters say, what the hell?
Okay, a perfect example of that is going to be Obamacare gets repealed, and
all the coal miners lose their black lung benefits?
That's a perfect example, right? There are going to be a lot of people that voted for Trump and don't even realize that if they repeal Obamacare, they're going to lose their health insurance. And
let me be very clear.
That's one example.
Health insurance, and I said this on air earlier today. Health insurance isn't health care.
Right.
And I think we need to understand that. What the Affordable Care Act did was provide the opportunity for Americans to have health insurance. But health insurance doesn't guarantee amazing health care. And so in a lot of these states where the healthcare companies are dicking around with the, we don't want to be in the exchange, we want to do that. That's because the healthcare companies only have one goal. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to make a profit, right? And when you're in the business of making a profit, you don't give a damn whether or not people are healthy. You don't care.
It's just a fortunate benefit that
people get healthy.
Yeah.
So when we created the Affordable Care Act, as the president has said number of times, it's not the best bill in the world. It's what we could get at the time, and it's not perfect. We need to go back and fix it. So if Republicans want to fix, let's fix it. But if you decide we're going to unravel the whole thing, but we're going to keep there's no way possible they can keep the things that Americans love and unravel the whole system.
That's like the hypocrisy of the idea that you need to repeal it right there.
Yeah.
Because I just don't even understand, what Republican value are they trying to be consistent with when they want to repeal the Affordable
Freedom.
Care Act? Small government?
I think they want to say government and freedom.
People are free to die?
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with healthcare as an example of this. You say, people should have the choice to not have healthcare if they don't want to. But the bottom line is the taxpayer are going to end up paying for them when they get sick.
Yeah, that's the thing. What. It's going to be a trade-off, and not to mention the fact
it's not like we have the system where it's like, oh, you have no health care? Okay, we're not going to...
Yeah, and the other problem that you have is that a good chunk of, I think 34 states to be precise, expanded Medicaid, including Republican states, including New Jersey and Arizona.
Turns out people like Medicaid.
Yeah, and Kentucky. They use this money to build community clinics. They use this money to build health centers and schools. So when you take away the Affordable Care Act, these clinics close. And people don't get access to health care. Yep. Same goes for this whole this let's defund Planned Parenthood argument Republicans like to make. I don't give a damn if you are against abortion. I'm against abortion. I would argue that Rich is against abortion. Right? The reason why
I'm against abortion.
The reason why I'm not pro-abortion, I'm pro-choice. I'm not pro-abortion. There's a difference. The reason why I'm pro-choice is because I don't have a uterus, and I'm like, I don't got a uterus. I can't have a baby. I shouldn't be telling you if you can or can't have a baby. But that's beyond the point. 97% of the work that Planned Parenthood does is provide health care. And it's not like they're stealing money off the government dole. What happens is patients who are poor, white, black, the same, show up to Planned Parenthood and they say, listen, I woke up this morning and there's bleeding or there's pain or whatever, and Planned Parenthood provides them a service. And then Planned Parenthood, as a health service provider, bills the government, Medicaid, for the service they rendered. So when we don't treat these things, that's how you have communicable diseases spreading. That's how you have like outbreaks of chlamydia and gonorrhea and syphilis and herpes, right? Is because of that.